Hello, my name is Kiriath, and today we are also going to talk about the price markup on Forge World items. So not that long ago there was some news that Forge World were going to be actually changing things so that currency mattered, and you'll be able to pay in different methods, and also there's warehouses, distribution centers in the US, all of that shit. Now on the surface it was like, okay, this is good, but there was an undercurrent of, if they're messing about with different currencies and they're going to make it that you can pay in your own currency as opposed to just conversion happening at the time, will that mean an increase in prices? Quite possibly. It turns out yes, that does mean an increase in prices, and the increase in prices are pretty bad. They are not what I would deem acceptable price increases, to be perfectly honest with you. So there's a few good examples of this. I did have a look at trying to work this out for myself, but it turns out I'm terrible at maths. I already knew this, but it was nice to have it confirmed by trying to find some examples on my own, so I'm going to shamelessly nick a few other people's. There is a thread on Bolter and Chainsword, in fact, which I will link in the description down below. Some of the guys on there have done some good work in kind of uncovering a few examples of the price increases. So, for instance, Rogal Dawn. Grot Smasher has this example, excellent name, and the Forge World quid price is £75, and if you convert that price to dollars, it should be Australian dollars, sorry, it should be $131.50. It is actually 180 Australian dollars is how much that costs. That's a 27% increase. That is not acceptable. A 27% increase for, oh that's right, nothing. There's no change, there's no alteration to the model. You're not getting better service, you're not getting a better product. It is literally just a price hike of 27% if you are in Australia. That's the total. That's it. There's nothing else. There's no better thing that you are getting for that money. There's also, the weathering powders, a 44% increase for US dollars, which is mental. 44% increase is absolutely off the chart stupid. Trizin, again, on Bolter and Chainsword, points out Leviathan, 72 quid. US dollars is 112, and that's a plus 20%. Australian dollars, 172, which is plus 36%. The Mastodon, 310 quid. US dollars, 480, which is only a 19% increase. But in Australia, 720 Australian dollars for a 38% increase. They're not even consistent across models. That's the thing that's getting me as well. It's not just that these margins are way more than they need to be. It's not just that the price increase is genuinely ridiculously over the top. It's the fact that it's not even consistent. So if you buy a Leviathan using US dollars, you're paying 20% extra. If you buy a Mastodon, you're only paying 19% extra. If you're buying Leviathan in Australian dollars, 36% more. But if you're buying a Mastodon, it's 38% more. Why? What? What exactly is the actual pattern to this? You can't even put it down to like shipping costs or size or anything like that, or weight, because the Leviathan is more in US dollars, like the increase is more than the Mastodon is. The Mastodon's a bigger model, therefore it weighs more. So it can't be anything to do with shipping or anything like that. And shipping is calculated after the fact anyway. So what logic is there? What sense does that make? 36% increase for one, 38% for the other, 19% for one, 20% for the other, 44% for the weathering powders, 27% for Rogal. It's like, it doesn't make any logical sense at all to me. I cannot work out why all of these different prices would have weird differences in terms of how much they cost extra. There's some rounding up and rounding down going on that kind of make it a little bit laughable in terms of what you're actually paying extra, and what you're paying extra is over the top and excessive to begin with. The Outer Circle has, I think, maybe the most horrendous example of it, which is the Warlord Titan. Now, of course, the Warlord Titan is very much a specialist model, given that it's 1,263 quid. And in Australian dollars, that's like 2,265, I believe, is what the Outer Circle said. Again, their video's in the description, I'll link it. But the actual price that you have to pay for that now is $3,000. I'm sorry. What extra are you getting for that, like, extra 700 and something? What are you actually getting? Nothing. You're not getting anything at all. It just costs a shitload more. I mean, the Warlord Titan is already an expensive model. Paying an extra $700 and something on top of the actual conversion rate is mental. It's just crazy. And if you apply all of that to every part of every range, Forge World goes from being kind of expensive for what it is to being just an unrealistic standard. Like there's no point. No matter how much you love this stuff, no matter how much of a massive fan you might be of the stuff that Forge World produces, you cannot just present consumers with an increase of like 20 to 44% in price, say they get nothing for it, and then expect them to go, oh, well, that's fine. Yeah, no, carry on. No, that's good. I don't mind. Whatever. It's not going to happen. That's not going to happen at all. It's like, if ever you wanted to push people towards recasts, that is the way to do it. Insane price hikes without any increase in service, in quality, in quantity. You cannot just do that and expect people to go, yeah, sure, it's alright, it's good, I don't mind. I mean, I was going to spend $2,200 with you, but now that you've raised the price to $3,000, I'm still going to pay that. I mean, what? You'd have to have more money than sense to just be like, oh, well, it's an extra $750, but sure, I'll hand that over right now. You could already buy a fucking car for the cost of a Warlord. Adding another car on top? I mean, Christ alive. Not a good car. I didn't say it was a good car. It'd be a piece of shit, but you could still buy one. The reaction to this is, like, completely understandable. There are so many people who are basically just going, well, no then. Just no. I just won't buy anything from Forge World. That's it. I'm done. Like, I'm not paying that extra. And I cannot blame them. I cannot blame them at all. Like, the slow price increases of Games Workshop stuff, I've never been too bothered. I'll be totally honest with you. I'm aware that I am now paying a bit more than I would have done before for stuff, but it's been a slow crawl. I'm not kind of ashamed to say that I think I've become accustomed to it. It's been normalised. It's something that I hadn't really thought about that much. But then when you look at things, when you look at the cost of, I don't know, a box of Terminators compared to a box of Alderus Custodian Terminators, like House Terminators are what, 20 something pounds, and the Alderus Custodian Terminators are like 30 something. You get less. You do get less. But for some reason, it's never bothered me that much because it's been a slow increase. You can kind of, I mean, you shouldn't. I'm not saying that this is the right thing to do at all. You can kind of get away with a slow increase, I think, if you are demonstrating to the consumers that as a company you're getting better and you are trying new things and you are updating your product and you are creating more of a welcoming environment for them. You can kind of push it a little bit and still maintain some goodwill, especially if the stuff that you're producing is of a high enough standard. But you cannot simply slam your consumers with a 36 or like 38% increase in price for no discernible extra quality, quantity, standard at all, and then expect them to go, yeah, that's fine. It's just not going to happen. I mean, I genuinely kind of shudder to think just how much kind of bad will has been created by this. You know, there are proper, like, Forge World veterans. The Outer Circle being a great example. I mean, Mac has had so much stuff from Forge World. So much stuff. He's been like he's a full supporter of Forge World. I know that, you know, the business practices of Games Workshop, some of the stuff they've done and some of the things that they continue to do piss him off, which is entirely fair, you know. But he has spent considerable sums of money with Forge World, and then he's just like, I'm using him as an example because of the amount of Forge World products he's had. He's just been hit with what? An extra $750 for a Warlord, 38% more for a Mastodon. If you want to take a loyal customer and tell them we don't give a fuck, that is a fucking great way to do it. That is a brilliant way to take people who previously supported you despite disagreeing with some of your practices and telling them just to fuck off. It's a really good way to do it. Now, I don't know how much of an impact this will have long term. It could be that those who are speaking out against the price increases are just a vocal minority, and most people will just suck it up. I really hope they don't. I genuinely hope they don't, because there is no reason you can give me for increasing the price of something by 35% plus that I'll be satisfied with. There is no reason you can give me. That is not an acceptable margin by which to boost prices. Especially for Forge World, it's not just like a random shitter shop, right? It's not just a kind of, I think I'll just go and spend a $5 with Forge World. It's built around this specialist aspect. It's built around being something that is like one step above. That is what Forge World has always been. That's why everything is so much more bloody expensive. You want to buy Space Marines from Games Workshop, it'll cost you 30 quid. You want to buy Space Marines from Forge World, it'll cost you 45. There is supposed to be a reason for that. Just flinging out a price increase and going, there you go, have that. It's like you actively want to drive people away. And I'm assuming that they don't want to actively drive people away, so I'm really hoping that someone looks at the reaction to this and goes, maybe not. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe that's a bad idea. Maybe we should lower the prices a little bit and make this a little bit more sensible, because you kind of stand to lose a lot if you don't. You stand to lose a lot if you don't. God, I can't get over, like, an extra 38% on a Mastodon is just ludicrous. It's just ludicrous. The numbers alone, ignoring the percentages, 310 quid, 720 Australian dollars. It's an obscene price increase. It really is. It's so daft. Oh my god. Anyway, that's the second bit of bad news for the Space Wolf Codex error and this on the same day. Not great. Not brilliant. I'm really hoping for something really nice and fun tomorrow. Jesus Christ. Okay, so let me know what you think of the price increases in the comments. Can you justify them? For the love of God, if you think you can, then let me know. But yeah, I'd be really interested to see if anyone's got any ideas as to why they might be as bad as they are. Apart from just like money grubbing. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. There's the usual array of shit to click all over the screen. Videos, Patreon, subscribe, all of that bollocks. Click it if you like. Don't click if you don't want to. And I will see you for the next one. Probably tomorrow. It's would have been 2 videos today, but the day is young, so who knows what might happen. See you later. Toodaloo.